Hi guys, morning. Greetings from Shanghai, Shanghai, China, obviously. Okay, so it's 12:15 p.m. It's today is the 10th of December. It's winter. It's very very cold. It's wicked cold. Well, at least for me. This video is going to be like a 10-minute, 12-minute, under 15-minute video. I'm doing. Basically, it is targeted at Malaysians, especially if you're a first timer to China, to Shanghai. A lot of Malaysians, I think a lot of Malaysians have traveled to China, plenty. It's actually, I think, a new life goal for my sister to come to China every year a few times, like visit different places and whatever not, right? But on a personal level, I'm a city boy. Well, I was born an island boy, but I love the city. To me, yeah, I love the cosmopolitan. I love city life. I like modern facilities, amenities, and things like that, right? So, okay, very quickly, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to quickly share with you my experience in Shanghai. Okay, it's my second time in Shanghai. So this video again is for Malaysians who have never been to Shanghai. If you've never been to Shanghai, this is a must watch because there's a few crucial things. There are a lot of things to highlight, but I'm just going to pick a few that I feel is very important, that I think you need to know, and I think it will help you on your first trip to Shanghai, specifically Shanghai. I've been to Beijing years ago, but I can't really recall much. It was also very cold at the time. It was right after the Olympics and Beijing Olympics back in like 2017, 16. I can't remember when. But anyways, so very quickly, I've penned down a little bit of stuff. Memory of mine isn't really working very well. So I'll start from the top. First thing you got to do before you come to Shanghai, or anywhere in China, I reckon right now, at this point in time, you have to download Alipay. Over here, they call it 支付宝. It helps. It really helps. Alipay, some people think it's like touch and go app in KL, in Malaysia, right? Well, I have to defer because I think it's much more powerful than our touch and go in Malaysia. Alipay, you can pretty much download Alipay. 支付宝 is called 支付宝. Anywhere in the world, it's called 支付宝. It's called Alipay. You have to download Alipay because Alipay is, yeah, I'll be frank with you. My second trip to Shanghai in the last 6 months, and both these trips, including right now, I can show you my wallet. I don't have a single renminbi. In fact, I haven't got much cash, even in Malaysia. This is all the money I've got. I've got like 22 bucks ringgit. This is ringgit, yeah. Like, I don't have cash. I don't have a single renminbi or yuan, you call it whatever. I don't have Chinese money. I don't have renminbi. I just don't have. I've never traveled before anywhere in the world without going to the money exchange. And Shanghai, second time in a row in 6 months, I do not have a single cent. I don't have their local currency. I've only used Alipay. And Alipay, again, I cannot stress enough, it's really important. I just found out yesterday that you can actually you can use your Alipay app and take the subway. You can take, over here they call it TT, right? TT is like a Grab car, Grab ride in Malaysia. It's called TT over here. You can take TT with Alipay. You can take the metro, they call it, which is a subway, using TT. You just have to scan the QR code that is in your app. It's amazing. Oh, by the way, here they don't call it app. They don't understand what's app. If they ask you, do you have the APP stands for app, but they don't call it app. So these are a few little terms that you should know. So yes, most important thing, download Alipay, the app from your Play Store, from your whatever iPhone, I don't know what is it called. But anyways, yeah, download Alipay before you come to Malaysia. What you can do, the simplest way is to tie it up to your credit card or debit card. I didn't put cash into it. I just tied it to my cards. Yeah, I didn't put cash value into the Alipay, I just tie it to my cards. So wherever I go over here, it's just like using Touch and Go, but you just have to key in your password, your PIN all the time when you do payment, right? You can use Alipay for all the restaurants, all the eateries, all the transportation, even the bicycles. Yeah, you can. There are a lot of bicycles in Shanghai that you can just ride around, and it is dirt cheap, right? Like you're talking about an hour of cycling, ringgit Malaysia, 1 ringgit 60 cents, 120. 1 ringgit 20 cents is crazy, man. It makes Malaysia look bad. Trust me, there's a little scooter you have in our little townships like Mont Kiara and PJ. You have these little purple color scooters we have in KL. That is crazy. If I'm not wrong, that's like 60 cents a minute or something like that. I've never tried it, but I heard it's ridiculous, so I'm not going to try it. But over here, with your Alipay app, you can actually unlock bicycles, you can cycle around, whatever not. Okay, very quickly, where am I staying? Okay, so in Shanghai, when I come to Shanghai, I'm very fortunate. I have a dear friend. She's a real sweetheart. She stays in the French concession. Now, French concession is 法国村 they call it. It's a French concession. In the history of Shanghai, back in the day, the French, they settled here. They have this little settlement. This is my knowledge, right? I could be wrong. Don't quote me. So they started this little township, this area called the French concession. Of course, they eventually left after the war or whatever not. But a lot of structures here, a lot of homes, a lot of buildings, a lot of houses here are built very French-like, right? And in recent years, or in many years, they have actually, the Chinese have converted them to shops, to boutiques, to amazing, beautiful cafes and whatever not, so that you can just walk the place. The most famous area in this place is called, they call it Wang Hong Jie, which is KOL Street. Yeah, so over there it's really funny, especially weekends. If you go on weekends, you have a lot of people with big ass cameras. They've got all their tech, and they're taking all these pictures, videos, doing vlogs, doing reviews of cafes, restaurants, the streets, taking pictures of leaves on the ground, taking pictures of the beautiful huge trees. The trees are beautiful in the French concession. I love the French concession. If I have a choice to ever, move to Shanghai, which I highly doubt, I can afford it, but the French concession is it. Now, think of the French concession like the Mont Kiara, but 100 times better, bigger roads, less jam, wonderful people, lots of dog walking. A lot of people love dogs. A lot of dogs here. Okay, I don't want to stress this too long. It's about 8 minutes now. Okay, let's move on to the next point. So, French concession, Alipay. Alipay, guys, you have to download Alipay if anything at all. If you have Alipay, you do not need cash, okay? You do not need cash when you come to Shanghai or any parts of China around, I'm not sure, but Shanghai, you do not need cash. You need Alipay. That's it, number one. Second thing, English is good. I think it helps if you 会讲一点华语, if you can speak a Mandarin, if you can understand a little bit of Mandarin, Chinese, it helps. You don't necessarily have to know how to read. I'm a 6:30 Chinaman, right? I read 50% of. I'm trying to look for things to read in Chinese, but anyways, yeah, I can read. Like out of 10 words, I can probably read 4 or 5. So 是简体字 is simplified Mandarin Chinese. Simplified Chinese. I reckon people my age can read. If you have studied a little bit of Chinese, simplified Chinese is easier to understand. So it helps, but you don't really have to worry because everywhere else you go, they have English translation. Like, of course, Nanjing Road. If you go to Nanjing Road, which is a place you have to go if you're first time in China, right? It's a very touristy place, but you have to go. So it's east and west. If you walk down the street, it's a very walkable place. Shanghai is highly walkable. If you're staying around French concession, the Ban, Shanghai Tan, all the places, Shanghai Tan, it's actually really nice to walk. Like 1-2 kilometers everywhere, left, right, center. You can just take a nice stroll. And if you look at the street signs, Nanjing Lu, they write in Chinese Nanjing Lu, of course. If you can read it, great. If you can't, they actually spell it in English for you. Nanjing Road. Nanjing RD Road. Nanjing Road. So you know where you're going and things like that, right? The bun, obviously, it says the bun, so you know it's Shanghai Tan. So don't have to worry much about things like that. Spoken English is a bit tough. So if you can speak a bit of Chinese, it helps, right? But yesterday I took my first time on the subway, on the metro, they call it. I didn't know that I could use my Alipay. So I'm telling you now. So now you know you can scan using Alipay. You don't necessarily have to go buy a ticket, which I did that. It was 3 yuan, 3块钱 is about 1 ringgit 80 cents for one stop. Not very expensive, but not very cheap. But anyways, the trains are clean, beautiful, well maintained. It's a lot of people. So anyways, yeah, just ask the service counter, ask them in Chinese or in English or whatever ways you can. Tell them where you want to go. They'll tell you which platform to go to. It is really not as messy as I thought. When I first walked into the metro, I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of people. And it seems very confusing, right? But it is actually less confusing than Bangkok, if you ask me. I think it is easier to take a subway in China, well, in Shanghai at least, compared to in Bangkok. As to Bangkok, I find Bangkok rails, BTS, very confusing. I do. I don't ask me why. Maybe you can share your comments if you feel that's easy to take. It's easier to take a BTS or train in Bangkok versus in Shanghai. Now, moving on very quickly, if you can. Every second trip, I make sure that I come to Shanghai on weekdays. So weekdays mean Monday to Friday, Monday to Thursday. I try to come, for example, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I stay at least a whole week till the following Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a weekend in between, right? There's a reason for it. Like I went to Nanjing Road yesterday. I went to Yuyuan, which I'll tell you guys a little bit about. You have to go Yuyuan. I'll explain that to you after this. It's called Yu Garden. So anyways, I went there yesterday. It was a Monday. Perfect. There are people, don't get me wrong, at these places. They're all very touristy places, but you're not sardined in. Like, it's not like 30,000-40,000 people. You have maybe like a couple of thousand people, but it's highly walkable. You can enjoy whatever they have got there. So come to Shanghai on weekdays. During the weekdays, do all your sightseeing, your shopping, or whatever else you need to do. And then weekends, you can enjoy time with your friends, go for nice food, go for a nice walk. But the French concession is full. Every weekend, if you go out, you can hardly walk because there are thousands of people queuing up for their favorite coffee, their novelty coffee, taking pictures, walking the streets, having wine by the 5-foot way. It's amazing. It's really nice. But if you are not a person of crowd, which I am not I'm not a fan of crowded places. I'm also not a fan of human beings. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. So try to come on weekdays. Stay through a weekend. A week in Shanghai is good. Come a few times, don't just come one time, right? I'll at the end of this video, I'll explain to you why I'm telling you that now. Okay, which we'll move on to a bit of what is Shanghai charm later on, but not now. Okay, next, winter. So since I've been here this week, the temperature went as low as 6 degrees. 6 degrees Celsius. Now it's about 10, and it's raining a little bit. It's down to 9. Today is the first day I experienced a bit of rain, so I'm indoor now. I'm doing this video because I can't go out. I can, but I don't want to get wet. So, yeah, so winter is cold. Okay, now my advice is, if you are not a winter traveler, some friends of mine travel every winter because it's hot in Malaysia all the time and we like to go to cold places, right? So you don't have to buy sweaters and all that. Borrow from your friends, borrow from your cousins, borrow from your relatives, borrow from your brothers, sisters, cousins, whoever who travel. And if they're not traveling this time of the year, winter in Shanghai, just borrow some of their jackets, clothes. I mean, those that fits you. This is obviously a little bit small. This belongs to K. K, we are watching this. Thank you very much. It keeps me really warm. So, heat tech. Always go to Uniqlo, buy ultra warm heat tech if you're coming winter to Shanghai. Don't go for the extra warm. Don't go for the warm. Go Uniqlo heat tech X no, ultra warm. It's about $100. When there's sales, about $100. When there's no sales, about $130 or whatever not. Get a couple of those, but that is not enough. So the advice from my dear sister is, of course, you wear heat tech, then you gotta wear a sweater, then you gotta wear a jacket, you wear a down jacket. I'm like, when I leave the house, this trip I'm here, I go out in 4 layers. 4 layers, guys. So the more layers is better insulation, right? Whatever not. So so I go out in 4 layers. I go out with I try to put on a scarf because it's hot. Hoodie helps when the wind blows. My God, when the wind blows, it's cold. So okay, that's winter. Now if you come in summer, I was here summer, and then I'm here winter, right? So I was here last 6 months, I was here for summer, I was here for winter. Let me explain this to you. Summer is really hot. KL is nowhere close. You're talking about 40, 39 to 41, 42 degrees Celsius. Really hot. Like, yeah, just come in singlet, just bring, pack light. Summer, pack really light. You don't have to bring a lot of shit. So small baggage, luggage, put all your sleeveless, your t-shirts, your shorts, your sandals. That's all you need during summer. It's really, really, really hot. But winter is really, really, really cold. So there you go. That's about it about weather. People, let's talk about people. People are friendly. I've only met friendly people, to be honest with you. I've not met anybody that's hostile in China. I'm talking about Chinese people. Thankfully, I do not know. Maybe I stay in a nice area because this area is really nice. A French concession, like I said. I've not ventured out to the rural areas. With the last trip, I had to Wuzhen. Wu stands for, I think, crow or something like that. Anyways, it's a small township. It's a small touristy place. People go take pictures and whatever not. So that was the furthest I ventured out from Shanghai, my last trip. This trip, I'm more of just hanging out this area and just going nearby. Nanjing Road, I went. Later on, I will go and check out. I've got friends that are telling me this is called peer pressure. I went to Nanjing Road yesterday and Yuyuan, which I'll tell you about later a little bit. All these touristy places, including today, the rain stops, weather gets a little bit better. I'm going to Starbucks, the second largest in the world, 30,000 square feet. I think the biggest in Seattle or Chicago. I can't remember. Chicago, I can't recall. I think that's the world's biggest. This is the world's second biggest. I thought it was the world's biggest, but it isn't. I think it's the second largest Starbucks reserve. In Shanghai. It's 30,000 square feet. I'll probably go check it out later on, do a little bit of work. And yeah, so touristy places, but yeah, it's a bit of peer pressure. And I get back to KL and people are telling me, oh, you didn't go to this, you didn't go that place, you didn't see this, you didn't try Xiu Long Bao and all that. Xiao Long Bao is I got another story, but after that I'll tell you about it. Down the list, I'll tell you about it. Okay, so people are friendly. They're great. I love it. It's nice. Yeah. So next topic. I tell you what is special about Shanghai. I found it hard to put into words or explain or tell people about it after my first trip to Shanghai. But I think this trip moving forward, I think I have the answer. Okay. Now I'll tell you what is Shanghai. Shanghai to me is gastronomical heaven. It's amazing. The food is amazing. I've always told people that if you come to Malaysia, Malaysia is all about food. Penang is about street food. KL about restaurants. In KL we have all sorts of Noni culture. We have like in KL, right? You guys know that, you vouch for it. Right? In Malaysia, you go anywhere. Every day you wake up. Every evening when you want dinner, you have to think of first what cuisine you want. You want local food. You want Italian. You want Japanese. You want Korean. You have a lot of stuff, right? But Shanghai has got a lot of stuff. It's got a whole lot more stuff. Now let me explain this to you. It's like the best foods from around the world have all converged and set up in Shanghai. Fusion food, fusion restaurants, fusion food. Fusion is at the next level, at the very next level in Shanghai. Many restaurants I've been to, many restaurants. In Shanghai they have pretty much every place I've gone pretty much blown my mind. Like Mind blown. Like I walk into a restaurant, I first and foremost have completely no idea what they sell. You have nice deep house music in the background. You're moving your head as you walk in. You have very modern setup, for example, and then you sit down and they're eating hot pot. And I didn't get it, but it is like I always tell people, right? Or I started telling people, it's like you walk out of the house today, you're wearing a pink color cap, green color shirt, yellow pants, blue color shoes, rainbow socks, a jacket that is gray in color, a sweater that's black, and then you have I don't know, turquoise pair of glasses that you're wearing, right? They all clash like mad. They clash like World War VI. But surprisingly, you look great. You actually look amazing. Amazingly good. That's how I describe the fusion restaurants, the restaurants in Shanghai that I've been. Amazing. Somehow they have a way of putting everything that doesn't gel. It doesn't, everything that clashes, they put it together and they give it to you and it's perfect. It is amazing. So you guys, when you come to Shanghai, restaurants, cafes, go. Just go in, try, pay the money. Now, let's talk about money. So is it expensive dining out in Shanghai? I'm telling you, if you are used to dining out every day or everywhere in KL, in Malaysia, you are fine. You'll be just fine because it's about the same. Maybe 10% more expensive, some places 20% cheaper, but you know what? It's plus minus about the same. You spend about the same kind of food. 2% for a 5-6 star dim sum in Shanghai. We went to this place called Long Feng Lao in Shanghai. 2-person, we had really fancy stuff like siu ngo and whatever, not goose. 170 ringgit. Yeah, so it's about like you go to Ming Court or Ming Room or whatever not in KL. It's pretty much the same. Like you go to Sheraton for Mandarin. What's the hotel? Mandarin Oriental for dim sum. It's about the same thing, same amount they are paying, but in Shanghai, and the food is really good. Try all sorts of food. If you want to a specialty cafe, just ask them. 什么特色吗? Or you have anything special? What's your specialty? Just order, pay the money, and try. It's amazing. 2 days ago, I went to a cafe, a nice little cafe, a tea cafe, tea coffee specialty. They have this thing. It's probably very common here in Shanghai. I don't know. I'm like a country pumpkin, right? In Penang, we call it suaku, right? I ordered this because it's a specialty thing. It's a whole cup made out of cookie lined with chocolate, and then they actually make tea. They put tea in it, and then you drink the tea and you eat the cup. Yeah. You drink and you actually eat the cup until it's By the time you finish your tea, you have nothing left on the plate. There's like nothing left on the table. You drank and ate your tea. So it's quite interesting. So go experience gastronomical phenomenal Malaysia. Shanghai is amazing for food. You have everything, Peruvian food, you have French, Italian, you name it. They have everything, Japanese. They have everything. So eat your heart out. So if I were you, I'll lose 5 kg, 6 kgs before I come to Shanghai and then just top up from here, right? Okay, next. Yuyuan, I went to Yuyuan yesterday. Yuyuan is Yu Garden, Y-U-A-N. It's a very touristy place. You have to go. I made a mistake yesterday. I thought I should go later. The lights are on. It's not really a garden. There's a mall there. It's called Yuyuan Mall. M-A-L-L, like a shopping area. Yuyuan Mall. Y-U-Y-U-A-N. Yuyuan Mall, M-A-L-L. Take a TT, or we call it Grab in KL. Go there. Spend a couple hours there. Amazing place. Go, if it's winter, go after 5 because all the lights are on. It's beautiful. It's phenomenal. And I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to cut this short, so I'll speak a little bit faster. I'm telling you guys this. So every time I've got friends that come from anywhere around the world, including China, when they come visit me in KL, I always bring them to Petaling Street, Jixionggai, because I'm always amazed with Jixionggai. I love Jixionggai. I love Petaling Street because I just love the heritage row, the heritage buildings, and then how they modernize it with cafes, bars, restaurants, and there's a place called Zhao Tim, which I go every now and then. It's an amazing place, live music and whatever else. That's all in Petaling Street. And then I got to Yuyuan yesterday and it blew my freaking mind. I I know it's a different country, different culture, but you know, if I were to be blunt, Yuyuan put Petaling Street, our Chichongkai, to shame, like shame, shame, shame. Like we are nothing close to what they have in Yuyuan. So you guys, I don't want to tell you too much, but you have to go Yuyuan, very touristy place. By sheer peer pressure, I went yesterday because I just had to. So go to Yuyuan Mall, okay? Don't forget that, you have to go there. And while you're in Yuyuan Mall, you got to try this Xiu Long Bao. Well, let me tell you very quickly about Xiu Long Bao. Okay, I think I'm touching 30 minutes. This video is slightly longer than that, I guess. Okay, guys, stick with me, stick around. I think it's worth listening. Okay, well, the first trip I came summer, 6 months ago, everybody told me in KL, all my KL friends, you have to eat Xiu Long Bao, Xiao Long Bao, Xiao Long Bao. It's always about Xiao Long Bao. Now, first and foremost, I want to be clear about this. I'm not a big fan of Xiao Long Bao. Xiao Long Bao is Xiao Long Bao. It's nice, but I'm not crazy about it, you know. But it's nice. I like Xiao Long Bao. I don't love Xiao Long Bao, but I like Xiao Long Bao. So last year I came to Shanghai. Nobody brought me to Xiao Long Bao. I mean, my friends here are not fans of Xiao Long Bao. Apparently, they can't really tell me where to eat Xiao Long Bao. Like they'll tell me like, Din Tai Fung, Din Tai Fung. I'm like, Din Tai Fung is Taiwanese, it's not Chinese. I mean, why should I go to a Taiwanese restaurant and eat Xiu Long Bao when Shanghai is famous for Xiu Long Bao? There's all this confusion, right? Anyways, the point being, when you go to Yuyuan, you gotta go queue up. You gotta go queue up. There's a short queue usually, I realize. Nanxiang Xiao Long Bao. Okay? Nanxiang. Nanxiang. Okay? So Nanxiang Xiao Long Bao in Yuyuan Mall, go look for it, ask around, everybody knows where it is. Just, I mean, the security and whatever, the Bao'an and whatever, just ask them, where is Nanxiang? Okay, so I had this amazing, so for the first time, I tell you honestly, the first time I came here, I didn't quite like the Xiao Long Bao I had. I think it was very normal. I think we have the same one in Din Tai Fung in KL. It's really no big deal. But yesterday, guys, you gotta try, you gotta trust me on this. Nanxiang Xiao Long Bao, go queue up. It's slightly more expensive, but I spent about 35 bucks, which is, no, I spent about 65 bucks, which is about 40 ringgit. For 8 pieces of Xiao Long Bao, the small ones, it comes in a paper bowl. You just stand at the side, eat. There's no place for you to sit. You just order and you stand there and you eat it, right? And there's another big Xiao Long Bao, but this big, this Xiao Long Bao is this big. And they give you a straw, you suck the soup out of it, then you eat the bao, right? Just remember there's a vinegar, there's a jar of vinegar, okay, chu. There is where you buy, when you collect your stuff. So you always add the chu, the vinegar into your bowl and whatever else before you step aside to eat. Amazing stuff. Worth the money, worth the queue. I don't queue for food, but this, I told myself I got to queue because, well, in Rome, do what the Romans do, right? So everybody's queuing, I queue up. So you guys should try it. Nanxiang Xiao Long Bao in Yuyuan Mall is where you have to go. All right, next. Let's talk about Shanghai charm. They call it the first trip here, my Shanghai friends, or rather my Malaysian friends that's been in Shanghai, Beijing, and China for like 20, 24 years. After my second day here in summer, my last trip, they asked me, so Melvin, how are you enjoying the Shanghai charm? Not champing, charm as CHARM, like charm. How is the vibes of Shanghai? You know what? The first trip here, guys, I wasn't impressed. I told them, I said, what charm? I asked them, what charm? Shanghai is just a very big city compared to KL, 100 times bigger. The roads are bigger. There are a whole lot more people. The malls are bigger. Everything is busier, bigger. That's about it. It's just another metropolitan. It's really no big deal. I thought it was no big deal. But during this trip, what I've done is that I've gone and explored a little bit here and there. I have gone to a few places this trip by myself. I've explored because, so I come on weekdays and my friends are, well, as you can see, the whole house to myself. And I've got Willie. Let me show you Willie. Hi, Willie. Willie is sleeping in the corner. Willie. Okay, he's sleeping. So, So basically what's happening is, okay, let me adjust this for a bit. Okay, so I've gone around. I'm telling you what is amazing, right? I went to a few restaurants. China, Shanghai has, it truly has a Shanghai charm. It's amazing. Now, what is really amazing about Shanghai, this trip, my second trip, I've come to accept and realize is old China, you know. I think Shanghai has been around for, I don't know, for the longest time. So funny. I'm just looking at this pillow. It says Shanghai forever. Can you see it? Okay, anyways. So China is such an old country. Like, I don't know if it's the oldest in the world. Historically, I'm not very well versed. I'm not a historian, but I'm telling you, China has been around for probably 6, 7, 8, I don't know, 10,000 years. All the dynasties and whatever not. So a lot of things you see in China, a lot of things you see in Shanghai today are very old. Like if you go to the Ban, for example, old buildings, old. I mean, there are some modern ones surrounding all the new ones. Excuse me, but what they have managed to do was they have managed to retain and kept that heritage, authentic buildings, structures, roads, whatever you call it. It is amazing. Now, what makes it even more amazing is the modernization. Now, what they have done is they took the old charm, the heritage stuff that we've got everywhere, and they have modernized it. They have added modern amenities to it. It's amazing. I can't really describe to you exactly in words like how I feel, but you have to come and experience it yourself. It is amazing. The old and the new, how they gel them together, how they not only not clash, but they work well together, and they've got all this technology and everything else is crazy, right? So yes, Shanghai charm, I've caught the bug, the Shanghai bug. I love it. I truly do. And yeah, I look forward to my next trip, obviously. Okay, so media versus the economy. So, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube. I'm sure some of you guys watch a lot of YouTube. If you're watching this video, obviously you're watching YouTube. So I'll try to quickly sum this up. So there are Western media that always say China is shit, you know, this is going down, that is going down, the times are bad, economy is shit. Is it true? The question is, right? Now, if you ask me, I'm telling you, it is quite true. There's some truth, there's some truth to that, right? There are a lot of restaurants that are closing down, have closed down. A lot of places are not as vibrant as it was 5, maybe 10 years ago. I think the pre-COVID, post-COVID periods have actually played a very big role in, let me check, in the economy. Things are not, I'm sure it will pick up. I've China friends, Chinese China, not my Malaysian Chinese China friends, but China friends. A lot of them are actually very, very confident. But about the economy, about things happening in Malaysia, in Shanghai, they are actually speaking of 10, 20 years down the road. They're not talking about the next 3 years, next 1 year. They're talking about 10 years down the road, like the superpower, like a hyperpower and things like that. Speaking of which, Shanghai compared to cars, let's talk about backtrack a little bit. What I think about Shanghai. When we were kids, there were cars and there were sports cars, right? And then there were super sports cars, and then there was hyper cars. Okay, so now there are hyper cars. I think there's another term, I can't remember. So hyper cars are like way superior to sports cars. Sports cars is normal nowadays, right? So you talk about hypercars, the Pagani and whatever not. So those are hypercars. Shanghai is the hyper city. If you ask me, it's a hyper city. I was in a cab. I was being driven around. I'm looking around me. Anyways, I shall not drill on that. You guys come and experience yourself, all right? So China, yes, times are not amazing, not great, but I think. If any country is to survive whatever is thrown at them, I think China is probably it. Okay? The survivor. Huawei shop. Before I go, last 3 topics, guys, very quickly, or last 2 actually. Let's talk about Huawei. So I was in Nanjing Road. Yes, guys, if you go to Nanjing Road, which is near the Bund, next to the Bund, that's where you can visit Huawei. Huawei flagship shop. Now, you guys, like I said, watch a lot of YouTube. A couple of months ago, they showed a bunch of people running up these stairs. I didn't take video of the place, obviously, but I'm just telling you, it was so funny looking at the place. When they launched the trifold Huawei phone, you know, the trifold, I don't know why is it called trifold, there's only two folds. But anyways, there are three, yeah, anyways. The trifold phone that cost, I don't know, $100,000 or whatever not. Like, I think it was like 20,000 ringgit or 30,000 ringgit. I don't know. I went and played with it. Finally, I had a chance to go. Yeah. So I felt it. It was a bit flimsy, but it's not worth the money, guys. So I'm telling you guys, if you are interested in getting a Huawei trifold thingy, whatever it's called, XM, I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. I actually went and visited the exact place that in Xiaohongshu and in TikTok, they were showing guys running up for the launch. That staircase, I was right there, the marble staircase thingy, but it was crazy. I felt surreal, right? So of course they were launching. They had the Xiaomi cars there, the Huawei cars, Xiaomi car. I think Huawei cars. Yeah, Huawei cars were sorry, not Xiaomi. So it's interesting. I went there. So yeah. So later I'll go to Starbucks, check it out. Okay. Last but not the least, is bigger better? That was my question the whole evening last night. What I meant to ask you or to say is, a lot of things are very big in Shanghai or in China, like the biggest Starbucks, the biggest shopping mall, the biggest Pop Mart shop, the biggest Samsung outlet, the biggest, everything is big. The biggest showroom, the biggest, but is bigger better? That's the question I asked myself the whole night. Well, I suppose if you have the capacity, the amount of traffic, I suppose it's good, rather than you cramping the small little Apple store, right? The biggest Apple store in China, whatever not, in Shanghai. But what struck me was, that was funny, is the fact that no matter how big your store is, your store or your shop or your departmental store is, you have the same amount of products, you know. Like if you have an iPhone 16, you're launching, you only have iPhone 16, you have one product. Okay, one product, a range of SKU. It can be the 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, Pro Max, whatever you call it. So then you have four variants of one product. But do you really need 50,000 square feet of a showroom? I don't think so. So a lot of things I think is a waste in China. A lot of things very big. I prefer cozy places. Oh, by the way, I went to this bar called JZ Bar, right? JZ Bar. It's a jazz bar. I want to tell you about this. Huge. Again, everything is big. So it's bigger, better. That's the question, right? When I go visit a jazz bar, my preferred environment is cozy, small, 4-5-piece band, nice, cozy, dimly lit, nostalgic sort of a place. But the place I went to, JZ Bar, you may like it. I don't know, you can go check it out. They have performance like every other night or every night. Check it out online, find out. Huge place. It's like, I can't describe it. It's huge, but anyways, it was not too bad. So you can check it out. A lot of things to enjoy, especially food. Before I sign off, 38 minutes now. I'm looking, okay, 40 minutes. I'll try and have 40 minutes, guys. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to. I don't do a lot of vlogs, but I'm trying to do a little bit more now that I'm older and have a bit of time in hand to share my experiences. So guys, Shanghai, come to Shanghai. Come eat. Come eat a lot in Shanghai. That's all I can tell you. Eat, drink. Yeah, I'm not in a party scene, so I can't tell you to party because I've not gone anywhere to party. But you gotta eat a lot. You got to try whatever your eye catches you. Go in, try, ask for the specialty, pay the money, sit your ass down and eat because you will love it. Well, I loved it, so I hope you love it. So guys, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending 40 minutes with me, and I will catch you. I don't know when, but maybe my tennis video is next. I'm not sure, but thanks for watching. Bye.